Hi everybody, welcome to Floss Tube number 14. I can't believe this is already number 14. It seems like it has gone by so fast, and I just want you to know I appreciate you subscribing. I appreciate your comments. I look forward to reading those and seeing what you have to say and learning from you as well. So thank you for making those comments. And if you are a new subscriber, welcome. I hope you enjoy this video and get some inspiring ideas to help you with some of your finishes. I know I love to see what other people are doing and see what they found that maybe I didn't think about. And so we just try and help each other as stitchers and be enablers, don't we? I have two finishes this week, and last week I showed you a couple of the wood pieces, and I actually got something stitched and put on them this past week. So let me show you what they are. The first one, I'll show you the pattern. I showed you this last week and told you a little bit of the story about Conway and where it's located, halfway between Pickles Gap and Toadsuck, and the fact that we actually have a Toadsuck festival here every May. But this is the one that I decided to stitch just because of that, a little bit of history. Toads, warts, and all. And I put it on a board that I got from Scarlet Sky Designs, and I'm going to show you the back of the board first. It's just a mason jar, and I have it in black, but they have other colors as well. And then what I did was stitch this Toads, warts, and all on 11 count because I wanted it large enough to fit on this mason jar. Now, if I hold up the pattern, I think these are just little ornaments, so they're probably stitched on something like maybe, could be 18 count, could be 14 count even, or even larger, 30 or 32. You'll have a nice tiny little ornament if you have a Halloween tree, and I know some of you do. I love seeing your trees when you have them decorated. This one, because I wanted it on the mason jar, I need to use a larger count, so I did the 11 count. And because I did that, I don't like to have to separate a whole bunch of threads, and I know I could have put like 4 threads or 6 threads together of DMC and it would have been fine. But I really like a complete coverage when I'm stitching. I don't like the holes to show through. And so I actually used a DMC number 5 pearl cotton. And it was pretty thick. I had to use a real big needle, and it was a little tougher to pull through than the regular DMC. So if it doesn't bother you to pull apart the different threads and put them back together, then go ahead and use the DMC. But I do like how it turned out with the pearl cotton. And I only had 1 thread that I had to use, so that made it a little bit easier. But I did change the colors up a little bit, and I have those listed down below just in case you're curious what colors I ended up using. I kept the same color scheme, but I know like on this bottom, the wording, they did not stitch the letters there. They just let the black shine through. And so I wanted this lettering to match the toads up here, and so that's why I stitched that in. But anyway, I'm happy with how it turned out, and it fit nicely on the mason jar. Up here I used like a double bow, and both of those ribbons came from Hobby Lobby. I added this little pumpkin, and he actually came off of a pick that I found at Michael's, and I have that number down below as well. And on the pick there's probably 6 or 8 of these little pumpkins on that one pick. So just by purchasing that one floral pick, you have many different pumpkins that you can use on a lot of your different finishes. So I really like how he turned out. Then I got these leaves. I just cut 2 of them off of another pick that I had, and I still have plenty left to use on something else if I want to. But put that at the top, just hot glued it on the mason jar, and I was good to go. So toads, warts, and all. And I was curious whenever I was stitching it and thinking about toads and warts. I can remember growing up, and I was really kind of a tomboy. I loved to play outside. I had a horse and a mule that I loved to ride, and I also had all kinds of critters for pets. I had dogs and cats, and I even had cows that I showed and loved to have those around. So I really was more of a tomboy. And my mom used to always tell me, don't pick up a toad, because if you do, you'll get warts. And I believed her. I really thought, oh my heavens, well, I don't want warts all over my hands. And had she not told me that, I probably would have picked some up and brought home. But I believed what she said, that toads would give you warts, so I didn't do that. Well, as I was stitching this, I was kind of curious. You know, if you've watched me long, you know I'm kind of a curious person. And so I had to research and see, can toads, or frogs even, actually give a person warts? And the answer was no. I read several different sources and they all said no. That was just like an old wives' tale. And I think it's probably because toads look real bumpy. They're not warts, but their skin is very bumpy. And so it probably got started that way, thinking, well, if they've got all these bumps all over their skin, they're bound to give you warts if you pick them up. But I just thought that was kind of interesting that no, that was a no wives' tale. So mom probably lucked out. Or it may be a thing that all moms just think, well, if I tell my child that, they won't bring any toads or frogs into the house. So that's probably a wise thing for moms to do, because had I not been afraid of a wart, I'd have probably drugged some in the house, I'm sure. But anyway, this was a fun stitch, a fun piece to finish. It didn't take long to finish. I just mounted it on sticky board and added a little bit of Lady Dot Licorice Pom Pom. It's just the mini Pom Pom. You can't see it, but that's what I wanted. You could put orange if you wanted the outside of your stitch piece to kind of pop. You could use another color, one of the other colors like orange or green or even the purple. But I just wanted it to blend in but give it a finish of some sort around the edge. So that's why I used that. So very quick, easy finish. Check out Scarlet Sky Designs. They're on Etsy. Really sweet couple to work with. Great shipping and lots of different things to pick from. So check them out if you have a chance. My next finish, I showed you this piece last week because I said I went to Target. And now when I go in Hobby Lobby or if I go in Michael's, I know I'm always going to find something that I can finish on. But I've never really thought about that when I've gone to Target until last week. And I found several things at Target for like $3 in the dollar bins. You know, when you first walk in, they have all those bins that are real cheap. And they have lots of little treasures in them. Well, this was one treasure that I found, and I just loved it. It was a little organization box, and as soon as I saw it, I thought, that looks like something that could go next to my stitching chair. I could open this little drawer. This just pulls out here. I could put maybe needles. I could put, if you use little waxers, they would fit in here, or a little tape measure, any of those things. It's a nice little size drawer. Then this side has a hole to where you could stack your scissors and just put them down in there. Then of course over here, that just looks like it needs something stitched, doesn't it? So let me show you what I ended up doing this week. I took the box first of all and painted it, and the color I painted, let me look to make sure I tell you right, Folk Art Daybreak, and I'll have that down below in the description as well. Now I'll be honest, when I first painted it that color, it was kind of a bright yellow, and I thought I want yellow, but I don't know if I want it quite that bright. But I sanded it, and then I applied Annie Sloan dark wax and just rubbed that in really good, and I'm happy with how it turned out. This was the color that I was hoping for. I was a little concerned at first because it looked awful bright to me, but with the dark wax applied, it turned out like I wanted it. And so you can kind of see, now there was some good and there was some bad with the wood on this. Because it was a thinner wood and a little cheaper wood probably, it seemed like it was extra rough. So when I sanded it, I just took a sanding block. I had to work on it a little bit because it kept wanting to just be rough. And the more I sanded it, it did improve. Although it still had, it's a little rougher texture and had some little crevices and things in it that I was a little worried about. But the dark wax, and like on this end, you can see, it just kind of caught some of that dark wax probably a little bit better than if it had been really smooth. So I'm just going to take that as a positive, that maybe even though it was a little rougher to start with, it ended up looking a little more distressed and aged like I wanted it to. So after I painted it and waxed it, I added a few little buttons on the front because in mine, right now, I have some little buttons. I'll open up the drawer and you can kind of see. And I actually put, if you can see, a little piece of white felt in the bottom. So if I put something else in there, it wouldn't scratch the bottom and it wouldn't hurt whatever I was putting in the drawer. Then I have some scissors in this side and I did the same thing. Whoop, there goes one of my buttons. I added a little bit of the felt to the bottom of that side so my scissors wouldn't just hit wood. They have this nice piece of felt that they're going to be touching. And it was just the felt that you can buy at Hobby Lobby that has the peel and stick on the back. So I just measured it, cut it to fit, peeled that off, and pressed it right down in there, and it worked great. Then, let me take the scissors out before I lose them too. I'll put my finger over the hole so I don't lose another button. I decided up here for something stitched. I just did this little design. I put a spool of thread with a needle. And I love bees. My sewing room upstairs is next to the laundry room, and the laundry room has all kinds of bee stitching stuff in it. And so I thought, oh, maybe I need something with a bee on it. So I added the bee, and then just, I stitched busy bee down here, because if we're stitching, we are busy bees, aren't we? And added a little bit, mounted it on sticky board, added a little bit of jute around the edge, and now I have this cute little box that I can sit by my stitching chair up here and keep stuff in if I want to. So that was just a fun finish. The box was like $3, so super reasonable. Did my paint, I already had the paint, added a couple of old buttons, and then stitched the piece on top. This is a freebie. I had so much fun doing this, and I'm like, oh, maybe somebody else. I know a couple people had posted last week in the comments that they were headed to Target. So I thought, not that you have to stitch that on top of yours. You may have something else in mind already. But if you want to, this will be in the file section at the top of my Violets and Verses Facebook page. So feel free, go over, download this, and it will be in a PDF form. And if you have a little box from Target, you can stitch that and add it to yours. You could change the color of thread. I did not put any colors down because it's so easy. You just make it your own. You just pick out whatever colors that you want to use. So like for the thread, wherever you're putting it or whatever room you want to put it, make that the color you have for that. And then I just used a gray for the needle, and of course the gold. I think I used Queen Bee on the bee, and then just a white, and you're done. So it's a quick, fun, easy little stitch, but a fun way to dress up this little box from Target Dollar Bins. So that's my second finish this week. And I have an extra one of the boxes that will be one of the giveaways this week. So I'll have that on here. Now, my whips. Normally this is the time that I would show you a whip. But I can't show you the one I'm working on right now because it's for the retreat. I'm finishing up the model of the sampler. And as soon as I get it sent off to be framed and back, I'm going to show the retreat attendees first, and then I'll bring it on here as a finish and show you guys. But I want it to be kind of a surprise. So my whip, I won't be able to show you what I worked on this week other than what you just saw. I nearly forgot. I had one other thing I wanted to share with you. As I was stitching this little organizing drawer, I thought busy bee. That's what I'm going to put on here because when we're stitching, we're busy. And I just got to thinking, where in the world did that saying come from? Busy as a bee. I mean, I've heard that my whole life, but it had to start somewhere. And so I started looking it up because you guys know, if you've watched me very long, you know I'm kind of a curious person. So I had to check it out and see where that saying came from. And it said the earliest source would have been from the Canterbury Tales. And that was written about 1392. So, oh my heavens, that has been just so long ago, it's nearly hard to even imagine. And it said that in this story, in the writing, it was comparing women to bees because it said that women work hard and they're as busy as bees. So apparently that saying has been around for a long, long time, longer than what I thought. I thought maybe 1800s. but no, $13.92. So, oh my goodness, this saying, busy as a bee, has been around a long time. So I just thought that was kind of a fun fact. Now, hopefully next week I can show you another work in progress that I'm going to dig out and work on a little bit this week. So thank you for understanding about the whip this week. I do have some haul that I want to show you, and I'm really excited about it. And I know it's another pink bag, but she is getting stuff in every week because of the virtual market. And I have to go by and check. You know, that's a need. I need to go by and see what Linda got in each week. So let me show you what I found this week in her goodies. Some of it's new and some of it's not. This piece was not new this week. I bought this last week. I think I showed you and said, you know, this would be great to put something on right here. I don't think this is a new pattern, a new design, but I just saw it this week and thought I have to have that. That's what I'm going to put on this. It's from Heartstring Samplery, and it just says T is for turkey. Don't you think that's going to be cute on there? I'm going to paint this. I'm not sure what color. Probably a brown or maybe a gold. I'm not sure. I'll have to think about it. When I get this stitched, I'll know what color I want to use. But I thought this would be fun for Thanksgiving after Halloween's over and I take my Halloween stuff down. I can put this up. So that's going to go on this little board. So I did find that. That was a productive thing. I'll have to show you my finish when I get it completely done. Then I found this little booklet that I loved. I doubt I get to this year because I've kind of got all the Halloween stitch that I can get out for right now and still have time to enjoy. I've got too many other irons in the fire I've got to be working on, so I'm going to have to stop my Halloween stitching for a little bit. But I loved this little booklet. It is by Scarlet Sky Designs, and it's called Something Wicked Banner in Biscornu. And I love, she's got this displayed as a banner. She's also got a biscornu up here, and those are so much fun to make. And then here she has an antique spool where she's used this kind of as a little roll. I think that's adorable. So all three finishes are so cute. I've done a biscornu before. I've never done a wall hanging, so that might be something new for me to try. And I'm working on a roll right now as well for the next retreat. So I was super excited to find this little booklet. And in the back, she gives excellent instructions on how to do the finishing. So I think that's fantastic. So this book, just for that alone, is worth the money because she has given step-by-step instructions on these finishing techniques. So I'm excited to get in this and start it, but it may have to be on the back burner for just a little while. So that's another one of my purchases in my pink bag. Then I found another hands-on design, Fright This Way. It's kind of the same series as one of my finishes, the Toads, Warts and All that I did this week. It's just another little ornament series. There's 3 different designs, and I think they're adorable. She shows them done on black, and now black is not my favorite thing to stitch on. When I stitch on black, some tips that I do, I get like a white dish towel or some kind of a towel, put it in my lap, and it really helps those holes show up better. Stitching outside in daylight is excellent. I have some great stitching lamps, but just outside in the daylight seems to help make stitching on black a lot easier to me. Also, on Amazon, they have light boxes. Now, I've not used one, but I've had several people tell me that that works wonders, and they're very expensive. I want to say they're under like $20, but you can go to Amazon, Google light boxes, and probably find several different types, but they just lay or hold it, put that in their lap and then lay their fabric over the top as they're stitching and can see the holes a little better with the light coming from underneath. So those hopefully are just some tips that might help you if you want to stitch on black. But they also show these little ornaments done in more of just a neutral color. So don't make it miserable on yourself. Do what makes you happy. I know some people worry about the kind of linen or Aida they stitch on, or the size count they stitch on, and that should never be a worry. You have to stitch on what makes you happy, that you find enjoyment from whatever it is that you're stitching. If it is frustrating you because you can't see the holes, or it's a color you're not enjoying stitching on, then just change it. Do what makes the stitching fun for you. So I think this is cute. And what I've kind of got in my head, now whether it will work or not, I don't know. But last week I showed you the little cauldron that I found in the dollar bins at Target. And I'm thinking one of these will be really cute on that cauldron. So we'll have to see if it will fit. But that's kind of what I thought when I saw that pattern. Then I have had this pattern before, but I can't find it. And probably a month, 2 months ago maybe, I bought some more filing cabinets, and I had just ran out of room with my binders and decided I've got enough patterns, I've got to go to filing cabinets now. So I went through all my patterns, got them all organized. I felt so good. I just kind of had to sit in my chair and look at it and think, got that done. And I was thinking about when I went through, I have a folder of just pet patterns. I couldn't find this one, and I'm like, that's one of my favorite ones. I've got to get it again. This is by Scarlet House, and one of them says there's probably cat hair on this, and the other one says there's probably dog hair on this. Now, we have made project bags before and put these on them, and they're so cute. I love it because it has the dogs. Like, I'll find a fabric that has dogs on it or fabric with cats. And this is just a super cute design that worked well with that fabric on the project bags. But since I couldn't find it, now you know what's going to happen. Since I bought another pattern, I will find that one. That's how it works, isn't it? Usually if I lose something, I'll look for it for a while, and then when I can't find it and I give up and just go get another one, then it shows up. So I'm expecting my second pattern to show up just any day because I went ahead and bought another one. But it's just a cute pattern. Then my mom and I are going to a couple of retreats this fall. We're so excited. We're attending the Stitching in Savannah that I talked about last week, and that's in October. And then in November, we're going to the PSS, or the Primitive Stitcher Retreat, in Asheville. And both of those places I love. I love Savannah and I love Asheville. And so we are just super excited. If Mom and I ever want a girls' getaway, we usually go to Asheville. We love the Biltmore. We love just the downtown area. And it's just relaxing. So that's our favorite girls' trip place. So we're excited about going to PSS in November. But part of the retreat, they have an exchange. And so it hit me last week. I'm like, that's going to be here before I know it. I really need to get started on my exchange item. So I was trying to think what I wanted to do. And kind of to honor Blackbird, I felt like I wanted to do some type of a Blackbird design this year. And so what I picked was Deck the Halls, because it's going to be in November and that's getting close to Christmas. And these are lots of different strawberry designs. Now, one thing I liked about it, and I'll show you, I'm not going to show you the charts, of course, but in this little booklet, it will show you how you can make it into a strawberry, or you can also, like this one, they put in a little oval type frame. So there's two different ways that you can actually finish each of these. You don't have to make them into a strawberry. See if I can find another one here. This one I thought was really cute. They made it into a strawberry here, but then they actually stitched it and put it on the front of, looks like a little shaker box pincushion. So I think that's just adorable. So that was kind of a fun thing about this booklet. It shows you lots of different techniques for finishing. This one is kind of neat too. Here's a little strawberry, and then on this side they have, it looks like a little silver tray that they've mounted the stitching on. So once again, just some neat finishing ideas in this booklet. So I'm not sure which one I'm going to do out of here yet. When I do, I'll show it to you. But this is where I'm going to get my finish for the exchange at PSS this year. So that was another purchase that I made. So I'm excited though. I was needing to do that. Then I found this one and just thought he was so cute, Jolly Jack. And this one is by another itty bitty pattern by Bonnie Sullivan. He's just a cute little design for Halloween. And this is actually going to be one of the giveaways today. So the giveaways for this week, I have this little organizing box, and the Jolly Jack pattern. So those are the two whoop, sorry, I bumped my camera. So you guys just hold on. I'm taking you on a ride here as I move my camera back around. So those were my purchases from Linda's Stitcher's Garden this week. I found two other finishing items though that I want to share with you. One of them came from Hobby Lobby, and it was this little tray, and I just thought that was so cute. I mean, it's cute just like it is. Gingerbread Kisses and Christmas Wishes. It made me think our in-person retreat that I just held in August, the theme was Gingerbread Kisses and Christmas Stitches. And I thought, oh my goodness, I wish they'd had this out before we had our retreat. This would have been a cute little door prize. But I love the little tray. You can kind of see the little handles. And I thought, would that not be cute to mount some stitching in? So I'm not sure what I'm going to put in it, but it looks like it needs a piece of stitching mounted down inside. So that's a finishing item that I got. Then I had to go grocery shopping, and I know that's not exciting, but we have two Krogers in town. One of them is just a regular Kroger's, and it's the closest one to my house. So that's usually where I go if I just want to run in, grab what I need, and come home. But we have another Kroger that's like a Kroger Marketplace. Some of you may have those in your town. It's huge. It has a huge grocery section. It has like a big European section, because I know my youngest son got hooked on this one particular type of candy bar, York, that was over in Ireland. And he was like, Mom, I can't believe I won't be able to have those anymore. And the big Kroger used to carry them. So every so often I could get some and sneak in a stocking or whatever for him. But they have clothes. They have a jewelry store in it. They have a Starbucks. I mean, it's huge. And they also have a home decor section that they kind of change with the seasons. So, of course, it's backed by the milk. I have to have milk, so I have to go back there and see what they got in the home decor. Well, as I'm going back there this past week, I see this adorable little stand. And so it's got this base. I mean, you wouldn't have to do anything to it. It's a real pretty little pumpkin orange color. It's already on a stand. This is cute just like it is. It says, I never met a pumpkin I didn't like. But I'm going to paint this. I'm not sure what color yet. And I see some kind of fall or Thanksgiving stitching that will fit on there perfectly. And it's already ready to just put on your tier tray or set somewhere around your house as a finish. It was $7.99, so if you have a Kroger Marketplace, go visit it. If not, I don't know. I've never ordered something like this online from Kroger, but it's worth a shot. You can check it out and see. I'll put the item number and everything down below, but I just thought that was adorable. Did not go to Kroger grocery shopping and expect to find cross-stitch finishing items, but I did. So that just kind of goes to show you, always keep your eyes open. It doesn't matter where you go, you never know when you're going to find something unique that would be cute with a piece of stitching on it. So always keep your eyes open. You may think, I'm just going to run in here for groceries, and you may come out with a cute stitching item. So just something to think about. A couple of things I just showed you what I'm going to give away this week, the little organizer box and the Jolly Jack pattern. But I have giveaways from last week I want to show you again and announce the winners. I had these two pieces with the Halloween freebie that came from Target. So we have a lucky winner that's going to get both of those, and that is Sharon Hendrix. So Sharon, if you will email me your mailing address, I'll get those sent out to you this week. Then, let me find it here. Sorry, I'm making lots of racket in here. I had the Hornbook that I showed you the little finish on this last week. And Jean Truckey found that. And Jean, if I mispronounced your last name, I am so sorry. I'll have your name listed below, and if you will email me and give me your mailing address, I'll get the Hornbook sent out to you as well. Then we had one more giveaway. I had to find it. It was hiding on me. I had the little wooden shoe like I showed you mine that I keep scissors in. And found this at a little antique mall here close by my house that I just loved. And I had to get another one to give away. So it's a size 2 as well. But anyway, this little shoe went to Linda Spost. And Linda, if I mispronounced your last name, I'm so sorry. Linda, just send me an email, give me your mailing address, and I'll get this little shoe sent out to you this week. Now, what I need to do, because sometimes I'm having people email me their mailing address, and then there's been a few things like last week's giveaway, I did not have anybody respond. So what I need to do is, you have all this week, these winners that I've just announced, you have this week to let me know your mailing address, and I can get your prize sent out to you. But I hate for these prizes that are just sitting there unclaimed to just be sitting there. So in a week, if I have not heard from one of our winners, I'll put that prize back in to give away that week. So that way I can be sure somebody is using these prizes and enjoying them. So let's try, if you're one of the winners, get me your mailing address sometime this week and I'll get your prize out to you. And if nobody claims them, we'll just add them to our drawing for next week. So that's how we'll start doing our prizes, and hopefully they won't just be accumulating. I just want to say thank you again. Thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing and liking. I know this week was a little bit shorter video, but next week hopefully I'll have a whip or two to show you that kind of help give us a little more time together. But I will show you the sampler that I'm working on. I'm loving the colors. It's coming together great. I'm stitching it on Weeks linen, which feels fantastic. So I'm enjoying stitching the linen and using the colors that are in the color palette. So I'll show you how it all pulls together as soon as I get it completely finished. But I hope you guys have a wonderful week. I know here in Arkansas, the weather's supposed to cool off. It's supposed to be more fall temperatures, and I'm super excited about that. So I hope wherever you are having some cooler weather coming your way as well. So anyway, take care. I will talk to you guys next week and hopefully have several more finishes to show you. Bye.